Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast.
I'm a zero pro guy.
I did it, yeah. I ran a marathon.
You only crank screw?
Am I the town hero? 3 laps of that are just...
Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 60. Welcome to the show, Kyle.
Hello.
We're going.
We're live.
How are you wearing a t-shirt right now?
It's not too bad in here.
It's not too bad. Yeah.
We didn't open the garage door today, so we didn't let out all the cold air. You still got your clothes and your jacket on.
They're gonna stay on.
Still cold from yesterday, I bet.
Yeah. I'm chilled right to the spinal cord.
It took me the whole rest of the evening to warm back up.
Yeah,
after that final yesterday.
Pickup wouldn't even get warm, so I was driving home just like this with a hat on though. Going 40 miles an hour the whole way home.
Yeah, the roads were terribly icy. So episode 60, Ottertail recap. Touch on Eagle River Vintage Weekend a little bit. We're giving pro stock winner Evan Peppel a call here in about 5 minutes or so. So we have a double sponsored episode.
Oh,
Ooh. Sweet. So same sponsor as last weekend. Muller Machine. Travis Muller, retired pro snowcrosser. They're a full-service machine shop. They offer CNC machining, snowmobile clutch balancing, and performance turbo builds for trucks and semis. Did you contact them yet, Kyle?
No, I got some ideas.
Oh, they also offer complete engine machining services, mostly for the ag and trucking industry. They're located in Windham, Minnesota. You can find them on Facebook at Muller Performance Machine or give them a call at 507-822-3491. And so we had Vincent last weekend. Mm-hmm. Travis is a good buddy. And yeah, we had talked about I looked on their Facebook page and like they do it all.
Yeah, they do some serious stuff.
Like I wish I was
pretty cool.
I wish I was that smart to just be able to like have a machine shop, a fab shop, just be like, oh yeah, I can make that. Because that's like, they have every tool you could imagine it looked like. So yeah, shout out to Muller Machine. Thanks again to Travis. We really appreciate it. Also, and then second sponsor, because it's Eagle River Vintage weekend this past weekend, and then Eagle River coming up this next week, Hilton Ski Spreaders. Mm-hmm. Had them on the table ever since heydays.
Yep.
So shout out Zach Hilton. Providing billet aluminum machined ski spreaders and replacement spindle kits for vintage oval racing applications. Find them on Facebook at Hilton Ski Spreaders. So shout out to Zach. Big fan of the podcast. Mm-hmm. Kyle, explain the ski spreader.
They just widen out the stance. Even like it doesn't even have to be an oval sled. Like you can put them on a trail sled. You just bolt them to the bottom of your spindle on a leaf spring machine, and then they bolt to the leaf spring. They're just an offset deal, so it widens it out a couple inches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked them up, and it's all machined out of one chunk of billet aluminum.
Yep.
So that's got to be way stronger than.
Yeah.
Anything else if you were to weld some up or anything?
Yeah.
That'd be the way to go.
They're sweet.
Yeah,
so, even like a trail sled if you want a more like a better ride, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, you don't even have to widen out the steering arms or anything because it just widens out the skis.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's just bolts right up to the ski pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, shit, he's not even We opened up a whole nother avenue then.
Yeah, you don't have to mess with your toe or nothing. If it's set, you just bolt them things right on.
Huh. Yeah, I wonder if he has ever had anybody use them in like a ditch race or anything. Any vintage class racers would ever use them?
Maybe.
Or is it just oval?
I imagine it's just oval. I don't know if we can run them in the...
Oh, in the vintage class?
Well, now it's improved stock, so yeah.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah, if we ever do a vintage one again, I'll give it a shot.
So yeah, shout out to Zach Hilton Ski Spreaders. We really appreciate it. So we got a jam-packed episode. A couple of minutes here. Oh, okay. Shop Talk Podcast Fantasy.
Yeah.
Ottertail 100.
Who won it? Because there was a wrench thrown in there.
What do you mean?
It was so messed up.
Oh yeah, with no qualifying and no. I had like 3 messages at race day of fans asking me, "Hey, where's the qualifying results to put my picks in?"
There's no qualifier.
No qualifier. We'll get into it a little bit later, but of why just the weather was unreal. So first place prize, the Emily Pearl metal printed photo, goes to Spencer Mabry. Mabry? How'd you say that one there, Kyle?
Spencer Mabry.
Mabry? Okay.
Mabry.
Yeah, let me try. Let me throw my mix. No, I don't care.
Maybe it is Mabry.
Mabry, yeah. Maybry? No, there's no Y.
There's no E in there.
Yeah, or E. So yeah, Mabry. Awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, from Michigan, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see what picture he picks from Emily.
Hell yeah.
Second place, Matt Prusak.
Oh, yeah?
Old rival of mine back in the trail class days. And his kid is racing now in the juniors class and everything. So I see Matt almost every weekend. So second place to Matt. And then third place, Jeff from Michigan.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all Mandy put down for me.
Nice.
So I know Matt's the diehard Polaris guy. So it'll be interesting to see what he picks, the Travis Muller shirt or the Wenzloff performance hat. And then the VS3 picked 69th place position for the SHOPTALK shirt goes to Devin Daker, I believe. I believe that's how I say last name there. So
Awesome.
yeah,
69th place gets a shirt. Awesome. I'm wearing it.
How many entries did we have this week?
I asked Mandy, and she had to do it on her phone while she's down in Texas.
Okay.
And all she told me was over 100.
Oh.
So it was just a generic number is what she told me.
Seeing the SpaceX launch in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty damn cool.
That would be sweet.
I've seen some pictures from her. And, yeah.
Okay,
I forgot you got an egg on your head.
turn me up, Brody.
Oh, what the giant, yeah.
Bump on your head.
Yeah. Smoked a wall when I was a
Hello.
kid.
Evan Peppel, pro stock winner. How's it going, Evan?
Pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. Me and Kyle and Brody just been sitting in here talking about fantasy winners, the crazy weather we had this weekend. But man, you got to be on cloud 9 after winning your first pro stock race this weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I guess you kind of forget about it sometimes, and then all of a sudden you just can't wipe the smile off my face. So it's pretty awesome.
Are you still cold?
No, I'm warmed up finally, but I was cold for like probably half the ride home, and just like sitting there shivering. I feel like, but
What about that ride home? Just glare ice all the way till Monoman, pretty much.
yeah, that was pretty bad. It was like it was very brutal. I don't know if they forgot salt trucks exist or what.
Yeah, in DL, Dad slid right through 2 red lights.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I was driving in the middle of the road. I didn't care.
Yeah, it was funny because on the way down they were salting, and it was like 34 degrees, and there was nothing on the road, and they just made a mess of it. And then on the way back, there's actually ice, and there's nothing happening.
No. Huh. But so Evan, first pro stock win. I thought of this when I was writing stuff down. It's pretty funny that we've talked about this younger fleet of riders that are coming up and are fast, of Jesse Holstrom, Bo Bunky, and Evan Peppel, and now all 3 of them pro stock winners.
Yeah.
So is I don't know where to go with this question, but did you see yourself getting to this level, Evan, of like coming through the sport class, the semi-pro, and now being a pro stock winner?
Not really. I guess it was always kind of the goal at some point. I guess when I started, I just wanted to have fun and started racing because it was fun. And I went to a race with Dawson Deason. He started racing, and I went and rode the course in Warroad with him. Like, they used to let us ride the day before at that point. And I went to my dad after that, and I'm like, Dad, can we not play hockey next year and race snowmobiles? And he's like, sure. So we started there and just, I don't know, had fun, raced through the junior class. And then I suppose about the time of sport class is when I started to kind of want to be a pro racer at some point and do good. But yeah, it's definitely come faster than I thought it would. And it's really cool to be at this point and see the people that I'm racing against are a ton of people that I used to look up to and still do look up to because they're really good at what they do. And I mean, everyone in the pro class, you look at all the names on that list, literally anyone could have won at any given point. It's just all kind of a coin toss to some extent.
How old are you, Evan?
21.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you weren't even born yet, but in 1998, old Justin Tate was on the line at X Games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we're still out there racing him. He was Justin was actually sick this weekend, so he didn't that's why he didn't race Pro Open, and then I think he was just sick for the Pro Stock final there, but
yeah, that guy is an animal.
So you I remember talking to your dad earlier this year. He actually worked at Polaris for quite a long time.
Yeah, over 30 years. He retired in 2020, I think. But yeah, he started there as kind of like a development engineer working on suspensions and stuff like that. And then by the end of it, he was working with the patent stuff. But he spent a lot of time actually developing suspensions very similar to what we race today, like the Extra 10 and stuff like that. Yeah, he was a big part of that.
Heck yeah.
There you go, Kyle. You have to tell Keith thanks at the next race.
Your dad's the greatest ever. He knows what he's doing.
So speaking of suspension then, what's your dad think of having Vince kind of helping out now with you and Alex with this new live valve stuff? That's got to be kind of a whole different world for him.
Yeah, he thinks it's pretty cool. He definitely, I mean, it was kind of his idea to try and see if we would be able to run that because he said, well, be something cool to try. And it's obviously worked really good in the off-road world. So if we could make it work good on snowmobiles, it would be super cool. And he fully gets the concept and how it operates and all that stuff. He kind of sits back and Alex and I and Vince will sit down and try to figure out what we want to do with the electronic side. And it's just damping percentages to some extent. And that is basically just moving through your range of clickers. So sometimes we'll say stuff and this is what we want to do. And he'll be like, I don't know if you guys want to really do that. And then we'll think about it and go try it and be like, probably not a great idea. Or sometimes it does work, but he's a huge help for me in terms of setting things up. And there's a lot of things that he knows that and thinks of that I would never even think about. So it's really helpful.
I know that stuff is pretty cool. I was in the trailer with those guys, and Evan was saying, "Yeah, I hit a few drifts on the parade lap, and I was up in the air and slapped into another one." And then Alex is like, "I bet you there's data on it." And then, sure enough, you guys looked up, and you could see that there was like airborne data of sorts.
Yep.
Right? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so it does airborne detection. It feels like when you go into a 0G state when you're in the air and it ramps up to full stiffness, there's a time delay and you can adjust the time delay. But yeah, it'll go to 100% before you hit the ground in most scenarios.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's been whenever I've asked Vince quite a few questions on it, and it still just blows my mind of just the technology.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. They do really wild things with the razors and stuff like that we don't even come close to working with that many things on the snowmobiles yet, but there's definitely huge potential there.
Interesting to see where the future might go with that, with snowmobiling then. So Evan,
for sure.
You had the first your first time bringing your single pipe mod out to the track. Had a few issues with it though. Did you kind of figure out what your issue was there on Saturday with it, or?
Yeah, it was a pretty epic failure, wasn't it? The crank bearing went out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's epic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And that's,
I hope that's not a Northern crankshaft bottom, man.
No. It was a crankshaft out of Alex's or the Sioux sled last year. So there's a chance that it got damaged there.
Sure. Yeah, because that motor got damaged even in that crash. Like, didn't it? The case and everything?
Yeah, it broke the tabs off the case where the motor mounts were and stuff. And I guess all that chloride and stuff could have got in there, and over the summer it sat. We spun it and it all felt good, but you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the hood and the side panel off of that sled. So, so send that crank down here. We'll start just collecting.
Start collecting wrecked parts.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we've got going on so far in here.
After many, many years, we'll be able to put something together out of all that.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be cool, just a Frankenstein.
Yeah, it'd be like that Johnny Cash song.
Sure.
One piece at a time.
What'd you think of the track this weekend, Evan? It was tight feeling, but then now that I've watched my GoPro videos back, it seemed like it was kind of more wide open than it seemed. Like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, for sure. It was a lot higher speed than I initially thought. I was a little skeptical when Todd showed me the map on Friday when we got there, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. I mean, I like tight courses, but that was a totally different looking layout on the GPS than anything we've ever raced before. It was pretty wild, and went out there and ran it, and it's kind of like, this is actually, I mean, way higher speed than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be more similar to how it was there 2 years ago when we raced.
Yep.
But most of that stuff was just wide open, and all your speed loss was just from turning, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot of sweepers and a lot of sweepers into a tight 90, and then kind of just back and forth, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was really hard for me to memorize the track. Like, I still, with all the laps that we did out there, I still probably couldn't draw you a track map.
Oh yeah, that was brutal because it was like repeating but slightly different, and you'd be like, "Oh, I think this is where I am," and then you just totally biff it. Like, wow, that corner was a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it.
There were so many right-handed corners that were the exact same.
Yeah,
like,
but then they'd just be off just a little bit, like just a little shorter or a little bit wider of a turn.
Yeah, and trying to remember like which one it was, and then every time I just mess it up.
But
in the Pro Open final, I was riding in behind people for so long, and then once I finally got in clean air, I was like, oh, I don't even know what to do anymore. I was blowing corners like crazy because I didn't know what the track was like at all because I hadn't seen any of it. I was just judging off other people.
Yeah, that is people probably don't understand that on how much of a big aspect that is of just judging the track off of the people like far enough in front of you where you're not in the snow dust, but you can see which direction they're turning to.
Right.
Like, I know we teased Alex about that because he was starting P1 for the pro stock final that was timed, and it's like, he's like, I don't have anybody to judge off of. It's just you're out there by yourself then.
Yeah, and that's really tough sometimes to set a pace. You can think you're doing really good, and then all of a sudden you're getting blown by, and you start following them, and you're like, wow, I could have been going way faster.
Yeah. What did you think? I thought Sunday morning, I thought they were going to cancel it. I thought when they made the decision, like, hey, we're going to wait till 9 o'clock. And it was pretty bad when they were waiting there until like somebody decided for us pros to go for a parade lap. I was expecting it not to happen, actually.
Yeah, I honestly thought that they were going to cancel too. I didn't want them to. I wanted to race in the worst way, but I thought for sure that they were going to decide to cancel, but I'm glad they didn't.
As Evan's probably sitting there right now, just holding his big check.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That'd be pretty wild.
What do you think of? So then, were you confident going in on to just straight into a timed qualifier, or did you feel like you kind of missed out on like any testing opportunities not having that 2-lap qualifier in the morning?
No, I was all right with skipping qualifying. It kind of drags the day out and makes you a little nervous when you don't have qualifying because you don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's kind of nice because when you qualify good, you feel like huge expectations to go out and do the same thing in the final.
Yep.
When that doesn't happen, that's pretty brutal. But I honestly thought it was going to be kind of a different race. I thought it was going to be an AC Herfindahl type of battle, or maybe Dan Revering, those guys get in there because they seem to be, well, they're just seasoned veterans at stuff like that with brutal conditions and somewhat sketchy racetracks.
Yeah,
but
or like sorry, I was just going to say like a Wes Selby condition. He's always really good on them like tight technical tracks, like what Ottertail was 2 years ago when it was high banks and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then just I thought the visibility was going to be a lot worse than it was. But when we got to do our parade laps, it was much better once you got out to the middle of the lake because all the snow was kind of piling up around the edges when it was blowing. So it looked horrible from shore, but you get out in the middle and it's actually pretty clear.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It was to start the race, I thought the conditions were better than expected. I was like, oh man, you can actually see, but it was surprising that there was some gusts of wind out there. Like Kyle, even when me and you were out there, just gusting across the middle of the track where it's like, oh, I can't see that turn.
Yeah, there was a couple times in the semi-pro final where it would just be a gust and like I'd lose track of the stakes, so I didn't know where the heck I was at the whole time. And there was nobody ahead of me, so it was like, God dang it. Slowing down on a straightaway to find the marker.
Yeah, I tell you what, so they sent us out one at a time every 15 seconds apart. And so I was towards the back. I had Herf, Taylor, and Aaron behind me. I come down that long straightaway, Evan, into the little dog leg, into a tight left-hander. And I just blew that left-hander like it wasn't even there. I was like, that is not a good way to start. Instantly, Herf's like 5 seconds closer to me, and Charlie is 5 seconds farther ahead right away. Mm-hmm. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, that was the worst straightaway because you were going directly into the wind, so all the snow dust just blew right back in your face.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it was that straightaway going to the north that was directly into the wind. You're just tucked down, just full tucked. It's like you just see your tack, 99. It's like, can I go faster? Yeah. But no, it was a fun, once it got going, it was going okay. Don't you think, Kyle? Like what about your semi-pro race?
Yeah, I mean, after the first 2 laps, it started to flow, you know, but the first 2, it was like the very first lap, I don't want to know what the time was. Because I was like, I thought I wasn't going to be able to see or anything. Yeah. But then getting into the groove, then it's like, okay, this isn't so bad. Put a couple heaters down.
Yeah, a couple of heaters.
Are you like a bank rider, Evan? Like how they had the high banks and stuff? Were you hitting the banks?
I do like banks, but it depends on the corner. You know, sometimes it's faster to just stay in the ice because you get better traction. And that snow was really loose, so sometimes the banks weren't as beneficial because you couldn't get the traction you wanted out of them. But like at Nadawash and stuff, when the banks build up, they usually build up the first day because you don't get any plow or anything, so they build up, and then you go out the next day. Those banks are really hard, so then you can get a lot of traction. But yeah, it's very dependent on the corner, the shape of the corner, and the conditions, I guess.
Yeah, I felt it was hard to cut under in those tighter corners up by the start finish line. those were so tight that it was hard to avoid the bank.
Yeah, you couldn't avoid it.
Yeah, there you had to hit them. Like there's that one that was literally a hump from the inside marker to the 5 foot wall of a bank, so you weren't avoiding that one.
Yeah. My dad said they watched Langus hit one of them pretty good, and he was 2-3 feet higher than that bank even. It's like,
I believe it. Yeah, right after that straightaway there where you get all the snow dust and you come back into that, you take that hard left and then you go right into that hard right.
Yep.
Well, I was trying to judge if I was pulling away from Dan or if he was catching me, because I could see him on that straightaway every time. And I was looking over, watching him, and I forgot that right-hander was coming up. And I looked back at the racetrack. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to make that. So I totally blew it. I was way off the track and came back around, got back to the inside of the marker, and I'm like, well, just hammer down and jump that bank. And forgot I had an ice setup, come down and just fully bottomed every shock on that thing. No. I'm like, hopefully nothing broke. But
see, that'd be cool to see like the spike in the data from that, to see just everything just instantly collapse like that. That'd be interesting to look at. But how'd it go for you during the race, Evan? Was it smooth sailing? Were you just kind of clicking off, besides blowing that corner, were you clicking off clean laps or?
Yeah, it was pretty smooth. I only had one real kind of oh no moment, and that was right away on the first lap when I pulled out of the groove to pass Dorn, we were coming into one of those sharp corners just wide open, and I pulled out of the groove and just caught a handful of drifts in a row. Got all kinds of sideways up in the air and stuff.
Oh, man. That's not a nice feeling.
No. And then I normally don't like to go dive bomb people into the corners and stuff, but he was slowing down and I was slowing down, and I'm like, well, you're slowing way down, so I'm going to go, and just kind of went in front of him and then slid out to the bank on the outside, and then we were side by side going out of the corner, and thankfully the sled had a little more pull, so I didn't have to get outside the groove and get some more air time. But
which Dorn brother was it, Dustin or Dylan?
Dylan.
Yeah, don't worry about messing that guy up. He deserves it.
He was probably laughing. I'm sure he was.
Oh, yeah, he came after the race. He stopped by on his way out, stopped by the trailer, and he's like, holy cow, dude, you could take her a little bit easier on the first lap. It's not a sprint.
I think they said your fastest lap was like the 8th lap or something, Evan.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's.
I knew I was getting faster as the race went on. I'm not sure exactly which one was the fastest, but
mine felt faster when I wasn't making a mistake. Like probably one mistake per lap almost, but like they were getting faster and faster throughout, because then I finally started memorizing the track a little bit more and more. Yeah. But it was it was hard for me to memorize where I was. That's where I liked having somebody in front of me, because you could tell where to go. Yeah. If you didn't have somebody knowing where to go, it was just like the lines were so close together. I don't know how you would explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the one nice thing that I kind of found or figured out through the race was the cars were generally parked at the sharper corners.
Yes, yeah. I thought the same thing. It's like, if you could see at least through the snow dust a little bit and see that car, it's like, okay, I know that's my braking point.
Yeah, or the person standing there taking pictures. That's how I knew. I was like, they're right on the inside of the corner. So,
yeah, pretty much if I didn't see a car, I just held it wide open.
Yep. Pretty much. Now that you say that, it's like, I was using cars as braking points. What about a timed event to a heads up race? What's your feelings on those?
I like heads up just because it is really fun, but at the same time, I do like timed events because there's an aspect of the people around you can't really see what you're doing to be faster than them.
Sure.
So if you are faster than them, they can't pick up on it and take your line away right away. And the other thing, I mean, I'd prefer heads up, but the other thing about heads up is sometimes, and even in the timed events, when you catch someone, you kind of get, I don't know, what's the word for it? You just become okay with being right behind the guy.
Yep.
Especially if you're at the front. Like, I know NATO Wash round 1, that's kind of how it was with Jesse to some extent, is you were just like, well, I'll just wait for him to make a mistake. And then he doesn't make a mistake, you end up getting second place.
Sure.
And
yep. Yeah,
so
that aspect I could
that's
see.
the nice part.
Especially when your guys' sleds are so fast as well. So then you don't really get the people like drafting your fast sled neither. So that's kind of a helping aspect as well.
Right.
What's your preference, Kyle? On heads up or timed?
I didn't know what position I was in the whole time. So that's kind of like, I didn't like it like that.
I should have been on there with a pit board for you then.
Yeah. Evan, did you know you were winning?
No, I had a feeling like I was catching people that I knew were fast, and I could tell I was slowly reeling in Jesse, which I know if I was catching Jesse, I was doing pretty good, but I had no idea what the guys like Perfendall and AC and Gunner and Taylor and Bo, they were all, I mean, literally everyone behind me could win at any given time. So you didn't know what they were doing, but didn't seem like they were catching me. So I thought I was doing all right, but came into the fuel stop and we were dumping fuel. And my dad said, well, you're in first. And I sat there and like, that might not have been a great decision to tell me that. but I guess then I knew I was in first. And I'm like, well, I'm in first, but I bet you it's not by much. So I got to really put the hammer down these last few laps, especially now that I've got clean air and good memory of the track. I can really just hammer down and hopefully click off some good numbers. And if I do have the lead, hopefully can just keep pulling it out. But
what would you say your strong suit on this weekend's track was? Was it handling through them long sweepers where you were just able to hold a line, or like being able to judge the sharp braking times precisely?
I'd say just the handling all around in the sweepers and the tight stuff. That sled was working good. We got it at Pine Lake, the Pro Open day. It wasn't working very good at all. It was pretty brutal. And Alex and I and Vince were at the track riding until almost 11 o'clock at night. Was out there in the dark, just riding Pine Lake track wide open with a bad headlight that you couldn't really see very far. But got that slightly figured out, or mostly figured out, and went kind of did the qualifier and then made a few more changes for the final. And I was pretty bummed when went out right away in the final because I didn't even get to figure out whether the changes we made were good or not.
Yeah.
And then showed up to Ottertail, and the mod sled was handling really good, I thought. And then I hopped on the stalker, and that was better than the mod sled, which is generally not the case, it seems like, because you got a wide front end on the mod sleds. But yeah, overall the handling was just really good. It went through the sweepers. I could just hold it wide open through most of that stuff, and then it had really good braking and good acceleration. So it worked good for all the corners we had.
Yeah, that's the total opposite of what mine was doing. The 129, I felt like the previous sled I had, it worked really good in them sweepers, like the sweepers of Pine Lake. But just on this new 137 I got these last 2 years, and then just this weekend, it struggles in the sweepers. It doesn't want to hold it. It just wants to push across somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got to try to work on mostly for Park Rapids now, is kind of just get more front end bite, but then also more traction for braking.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard balance.
Yeah, very hard.
But you
got to be able to drive it the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you had it dialed this weekend, Evan. I mean, yeah, you won by 40 seconds. Yeah. That's unreal.
That's a damn good. Yeah, that's a gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised when I heard that.
Yeah,
sure.
And then it was a really tight battle behind you with Bo and Alex and Bussy and Taylor and Dan. I mean, it was just 10 seconds splitting those five guys.
Wow.
So. Right.
But man, when I seen that, I was like, holy cow, Evan just put a whooping on us.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level. That's insane.
But no, you guys, no, Evan, you and your dad and your whole team there, you guys put in a lot of work. So it definitely paid off for you guys, because you're at the lake probably the most out of anybody else, I would say, because your dad's always the one texting me in the early winter, like, well, how's the ice, Gunner?
Yep.
But
he's always like, we got to have sleds ready before deer season, because there's a good chance that the next weekend after deer season we could be on the ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that is a chance. It could happen.
Yep. Yeah. But no, a lot of props to you, Evan. A lot of props.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So still no left hook on the handlebars.
No, still stock handlebars.
What? And you won by 40 seconds? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's a hook on them. I mean, there's a pretty reasonable hook.
There's a little hook.
It's just a 45, yeah.
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 That's not enough.
The hands just stay in the same spot the entire time.
Just all wrist movement straight.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Do you run the heated brake lever?
I do, yeah.
Oh,
Whoa,
man.
that's a thing?
They make that?
Yeah.
I could have used that this weekend.
Yeah. That's a Polaris accessory, isn't it?
I don't know if you could directly buy it from Polaris, but yeah, through the race department you can do that.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
I seen it just like last winter or something. I seen Chris Brandt posting about it on one of his mountain sleds. So I just thought it was a Polaris accessory you could buy. But no,
It might be.
That's something.
I'm just going to run a coolant line up on the brake lever.
Just wrap a little 1/4-inch coolant line around the brake.
Yeah. And then, do the same for the seat, too. I'll just run a coolant line through the seat.
So, yeah, no hook. I'm going to take my hook off for Park Rapids now. I got to try it. And then, so what's next for you? Just doing the rest of the core races. So, upcoming with Park Rapids, and then going out to the Sioux with the Hatteen Heritage Racing Team?
Yep, yeah, that's pretty much it. If there's anything else, any other cool races that pop up, I'd be all game for that in an off weekend or something. But
Ditchbanger National.
that, yeah, I don't have an old sled, though.
Boy, do I got a deal for you.
Well, you just got that big check this week, Evan. Go buy yourself a real nice 97, 98 XCR 440.
Yeah, but guys got to pay for mod parts now, unfortunately.
I suppose you got to put a new crank in that mod sled. So that's another interesting aspect, is that you're bringing that new single pipe mod sled of yours out to the Sioux to run in that, is it called Meyer Shootout?
Sweet 16.
Yeah.
They keep changing the sponsored names of what it is. Meyer Shootout. So that would be really interesting to see on what kind of times you can put up on that sled. Are you going to go full, like, any different than just a Lake Le Mans setup, or are you going more of a sprint setup at all, or?
No, I'll just keep it with the regular cross country setup.
Oh, okay. And then that one's a 137 still, 136?
Yep.
See, that's a debate I've had with some people on if the Sioux is going to be moving towards 136s, 137s, away from 129s. If you could get the same speed out of a 136 or a 137, you'd think it'd be a little bit better at the Sioux with the bumps.
Yeah.
What's
your take on that, Evan?
Yeah, I'm a proponent of the 136 and 137s. If you got good rails and stuff and good suspension geometry, they seem to be better. It's only really an advantage if most other people are running 128s. Because if everyone's running a 136, then the holes just develop to a 136 size sled, and then you lose your advantage of being able to bridge the bumps better.
Oh, sure. Yep.
But there, I suppose it might be a little bit of an advantage, because those bumps just develop the same every year because they're in the dirt themselves.
Yep.
That kind of creates the bumps. So there, it might actually be an advantage. But in the cross country races, it was really an advantage when half the people were on 136s or 137s and the other half were on shorter sleds. Yeah. But now that pretty much everyone's on a longer sled, the bumps kind of develop to those sleds. So it's not as much of an advantage, but there's still a little bit of a traction advantage to help you get out of some sketchy situations for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way I explain hitting bumps at the Sioux to people on how some of them develop, it's like, just imagine hitting like a 8-inch curb. Like,
yeah,
just straight up go hit a curb.
That's how crazy it is.
Yeah,
it sounds like it shouldn't even be possible to do, but you guys are doing it out at the Sioux.
Well, just on how that ice forms.
Yeah, it's wild.
Ice forms so square edged like that is unreal.
Wild.
Yeah, you got like a mixture of just like balls and then frozen boat waves.
Yep, that's another good way to put it. Yeah, just frozen waves.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you got any? I think I got through all of my questions here. I had for, yeah. I think that was all I had. Kyle, did you have anything else?
You like Pokemon?
Oh God! It's going to be a new thing with you. Every guest, no matter who it is, you're just going to bring up.
Evan seems like a Pokemon kind of guy, so I had to ask.
I have no Pokemon cards or anything of that.
Damn
it! Good man. Good sir.
Did you bring any Pokemon at Ottertail to show?
I'll bring in
Bo?
the Park Rapids. I'll show you. You and Bo got to come in the trailer. I'll show you.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh.
What's the purpose of Pokemon cards?
Oh man,
like, what do you do with them?
The artwork is sick.
No.
Then buy bigger, cooler art. Why does that have to be on a little tiny card?
It's like gambling. It's almost like a gambling addiction, I guess.
Sure,
yes.
Sure, because you could get a card that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't buy like the flat out cards. Like I don't purchase them for like what they are. You know, I don't go on eBay and type in a certain card and then buy that one. I'll buy a pack. And
it's almost like pull tabs then.
Yeah,
okay.
Gambling.
I see.
So I got some cool shit. I'll show you, Evan.
All right.
You're not going to be impressed.
Oh, I think you will.
But no, props to you, Evan. You and your dad, super, super nice people. So I always enjoy talking to you guys at the races. So I was happy to see that you were the one that won. So.
No, thanks. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
But I'll be coming for you at Park Rapids. I'm going a whole nother setup.
That's good.
Sounds like you need it.
He said that in the way of like, yeah, looking at the times, Gunner, you need it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say he beat the second place guy by like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
No, I did not mean it that way.
No, I'm just kidding, Evan. But no, it is cool to see this young crop of racers that have all won pro stock races now. Mm-hmm. Slowly moving the old guys out. Maybe we're getting old, Kyle.
No, I had to race those guys in semi-pro when they were coming through, and that sucked.
They're fast then too. They're just getting faster.
Yeah. I had 2 or 3 years there where these kids were still in semi-pro. I missed my shot at all these pro wins.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, anything you'd like to say, or anyone you'd like to thank?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of endless who you could thank, but I guess I'd start with my parents. None of this would be possible without them. So huge shout out to them. They make this happen for sure, especially with me at school and stuff. A lot of during the week work gets pawned off on my dad, and he's able to get it done and show up every weekend. And I kind of just hop on and ride to some extent, but
nice.
They make that happen for sure.
What are you going to school for again, Evan? Is it engineering of some sorts, or?
Yep, mechanical engineering. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about your buddy Dawson? He's out. You made him stand out there in the fuel stop all day Sunday.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome too. He's been a huge help this year. He's really helped out a lot. I mean, we'd spend nights in the shop working on our mod sled, and helping Alex with the Sioux sled and stuff like that. Just trying to get stuff done until we're out there till 2 a.m. sometimes. It's brutal sometimes, but I guess I didn't really have to wake up early over Christmas break. I just sleep in until like, I don't know, noon sometimes, unfortunately.
No, that's awesome.
But yeah,
that's
he's
great.
a huge help.
Huh.
And then I guess, of course, all my sponsors, Polaris, Fox, Schaefer's Oil, Studboy, Hayes Brakes, all those 139 Designs, all those guys. I mean, literally none of this would be possible without the support of people at Polaris and people like Ron Patton at Studboy and all those people, and Vince and Rick Strobel at Fox. It literally would be impossible to do this without great people behind you to help you kind of learn what you don't know and create good products for you to use. So all of them are awesome and a huge part of my success.
Yeah. No, it takes a team to win a pro stock race for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I got to thank Alex and Jill too. They're huge in my career of snowmobile racing, and Alex helps me a lot with a ton of stuff. He's been helping with this dynamics a ton. So that they're instrumental in pretty much a lot of Polaris racing. Those two have a lot to do with this snowmobile that we have and this new motor package. And it showed. I mean, we had some problems at Pine Lake, but that's all part of it. That's the risk of racing. You're pushing the limits and stuff's going to happen, and they'll get it fixed and we'll be better for it. I mean, sleds have a lot more power than they used to, and they're a lot faster. So it's already showing that it's worth it. They'll fix a few problems that they got, and it'll be really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the Polaris the Polaris dominated this weekend.
Yeah, what a weekend a team trailer had.
Polaris went top 6 in pro and top 9 in semi-pro. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
But it's funny, the top 3 in pro, all Roseau.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of Roseau boys.
Something in the water.
Yeah. Just as you were talking there, Evan, I got a notification on my phone. Dawson Deason now follows Shop Talk podcast.
Nice.
Literally just a minute ago. Well, all right, Evan. Should be getting that helmet for you, and I'll bring that up to you this week or something. So
sounds good. Hey, I appreciate that.
See how the Sioux sled setup is going for you guys, and visit in the race shop with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. Got anything else for Evan?
No, we got Pokemon out of the way.
Brody?
No, just good job. Sound like a hell of a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, thank you guys for doing this podcast and stuff too. That's really cool, and it's good for the sport. It needs stuff like this, and not a lot of us like the whole social media world and dealing with that. And you guys are doing a really good job of it, so keep it up.
Thanks, Evan. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
We're trying to bring the sport of cross country surpass snowcross. We will be the top sport.
I hope so. That'd be pretty awesome.
Do you hear that, Carbide
you
podcast
could make it
guy?
so we're if you guys could make it so we're like getting $1 million checks or something, like Supercross and NASCAR and stuff like that, that'd be pretty cool. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
We need 24
I probably would
hours.
never win though if that was the case.
We need 24 hours Pine Lake and then some cool Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for those different races. Those sound like lots of fun.
12 hours of Pine Lake. We could do it.
That would be brutal. My head was vibrating so bad for the last like 3 laps. I already couldn't like focus anymore.
Really?
Yeah, all that wind just like just gets the guy. Your head just vibrates. I created a new leaning technique in the sweepers because I was sick of hanging out in the wind.
Just put your butt
Just
out.
all hips, all hip and ass. Yep.
literally. If there's a picture of it, my head's up behind the windshield and I'm like sitting on the running board pretty much.
You're
Well,
tall
that's
enough.
awesome.
You could probably get away with that too, with that style.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, okay, Evan. Well, we'll see you back down at Park Rapids then in 2 weeks. So
Yeah, sounds good.
all right. Thanks for the time tonight, Evan.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Evan.
you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
guys for having me.
Yep. Bye.
Awesome. See ya.
Bye.
Oh, I almost ended the recording. I
What a
almost
good
clicked
guy
that.
Evan is.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, both him and his dad, super nice guys.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, he put 40 seconds
That's crazy.
on second place. Unreal.
So he dominated. That's just straight up domination.
Pretty much.
It's funny though what he said when in the gas stop. Like, well, you're first. That might not be a good idea to tell your rider.
Yeah,
like I get it, but at the same time, it's nice to know.
Yeah.
It would be nice to know.
Like dad could have told me like, hey, you're going pretty slow. Like that would have been nice to know. I could have maybe went a little faster. But no, Evan Christian, brought to you by Muller Machine and Hilton Ski Spreaders.
You said Evan Christian.
Yeah, you said
What?
Evan Christian. Yeah.
Evan, why did I say Evan Christian?
I have no-
I didn't even watch snowcross this weekend.
Me either.
No.
For you, Evan Pepple?
Yeah, Evan
that's what you
Pepple is-
meant.
Yeah, that's what I
okay.
meant.
Oh,
but
okay, yeah, no, you
but
said Christian.
Evan
yeah.
Christian is a snowcrosser.
Okay.
Evan Peppel,
Yeah.
Yes.
brought to you by Muller Machine
Uh-huh.
and Hilton Ski Spreaders.
There you go.
See how I throw that read in there a little bit? Mm-hmm. Sponsored.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say kid, but he's only 3 years younger than me, so he's not really a kid. But you could call me a kid still too. So yeah, what a nice kid though.
He's like one of them dudes from like the 1920s in New York. That's a good kid over there.
Yeah. So now we're to 6:35. Vikings are playing tonight
At 7.
at 7. All right, thanks. No,
Well, man,
you want to hand me a root beer there, Kyle?
boy, that's going to be a good game. But I don't have high hopes.
If they don't play
Is that me?
with
You
what?
hear it ringing? No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
This is a normal size can.
You gained some weight.
No, my hands are just huge.
Is that why you bought them, just for a joke?
No, like I was like, sometimes I just want a little bit of pop, and so this is only 7.5 ounces.
True.
It's almost just like a tease. So okay, here.
Now what's next? Are we talking to Vince? Giving Vince a call because he did pretty good this weekend.
Yeah. What a guy. I got to make fun of him, though.
He also got another shout out by someone else, by Evan.
Did you see the top semi-pro guys were all 10 seconds apart? From first to, I think it was my finish.
Top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah. So let me get going here. We could get Vince on and just kind of ramble about the whole
Yeah.
rest,
Oh yeah, his
He could
race
just
experience.
be a part of it.
a part of the whole rest of the thing. Let me text him here then.
He said, ready when you are.
Oh,
In
When?
the group.
By the way, for the people not watching, Gunner's got about 10 pieces of paper in front of him.
yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, it's all results and then more
Yeah.
results and
Yeah,
then
print it
different
off.
results.
Printed off the results of everything just because I like to be prepared, but then it's all so mixed in front of me that
And
it's
some
not
chicken scratch on the back of a page of results. Yeah, it's
a lot of chicken scratch. Let me get Vince on here. Kyle, how'd your weekend go?
Good. It was good. It was
so. Yeah, I wasn't there. Sorry for everyone.
Yeah, Brody, I did have a handful of people ask me, where's Brody Arlo?
Yeah.
But at the way it sounds, I'm glad I didn't go because it sounds like it was cold and snowy.
Sunday was crappy, but Saturday was pretty fun.
Saturday was actually pretty nice to
and you wanted me to go Sunday.
Yeah.
You bastard.
to film.
We didn't know. We showed
Oh,
up and it
exactly,
was like,
yeah.
man, this is nasty.
Yes.
So it was cold and
windy. 30 mile an hour winds straight across the lake.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like any fun.
That's where I did have this wrote down, like props to like Emily Pearl and Casey Hulkren.
Unreal.
Like the filmers and the photographers out there.
Just the people standing out there.
To stand out there all day Sunday and take photos and video. So
tough people.
Yeah, props.
The flag guy, did you see him cuddled up next to the transponder
to the straw bales?
Yeah. He was just holding the flags. Yeah. He wasn't waving them, just holding them.
But props to Casey Hulkren. He's a grinder. He did both days down at Canterbury at Shakopee for the snowcross Friday, Saturday, and then drove up to Ottertail for cross country on Sunday. So hopefully Casey's making me a sweet edit. Okay, let's get VS3 on the call here. He just texted me again.
Vince is fast
on a sled.
Yeah, I was watching the qualifier. I was like, man.
Hello.
VS3 suspension, forks and chocks. He'll try his best.
Sometimes.
Maybe. Should I pull the old Greg Cattard on you, Greg? And I'll have to call you back.
I did get that one twice today. So
you should have just started out with like, I'll call you right back.
I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, no, I would have. I tell you the truth, I got that one once today too, Vince. So
yeah.
The Greg, the man of many phone calls.
No kidding.
Nice shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Cataract Collision. So Vince, we just got off the phone with your new pro protege of Evan Peppel.
He gave you a shout out, by the way. It was nice.
Did he?
Yeah, it was real heartfelt.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'll have to give him a big hug this weekend.
Yep.
I hope to get a stepping stool or something though. The guy's so damn tall.
You're just at waist height when you hug him.
Yeah.
Vince has just got his head on Evan's chest.
Yeah, maybe forget the step stool. Make it really sentimental.
All right, Vince. So kind of the news leading into this weekend on why you actually raced. You'll be at the Sioux racing with the Hatteen Heritage Racing Team.
Can confirm.
Sweet.
So you'll be on the sled.
Yep.
At some point, I hope. Yeah.
Wow, that's nuts. That's cool though. That's freaking awesome.
Well, Vince raced out there with them in 2019.
Oh, really?
Or 2020?
2020.
I think 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, not with Alex and whatnot. It was like Alex essentially turned his like pro open mini mod thing into a Sioux sled, and then I raced it with Timmy Kalik.
Yeah.
And Garrett Gradulewski.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember Joe Wood asked me about maybe riding with you guys that year. And then.
Oh, yeah.
You guys did you even ask Blaine Stevenson if he wanted to as well?
No, that was the next year.
Oh, okay.
When we were going to run the Matrix, and then it got canceled or whatever because of the really bad flu.
Oh, yep. Oh, okay. Man, what a timeline would have changed if I would have accepted that.
Yeah.
I know.
Oofda.
Vince, you're fast.
Fast?
Yeah, I seen you.
Because this is my brother.
No, I seen you out there this weekend. I was peeping it. I was like, yeah, he's got what it takes.
I was just glad that it, like after whatever it's been 4 or 5 years, didn't seem to really lose much. So,
can you tell us what was going on Saturday during the race? You said that it was like a throttle exhaust valve issue.
We thought it was something with that, but it turns out it wasn't the exhaust valve stuff causing the issue. From what Alex kind of said, it was just between some clutching and some engine cal stuff.
It turns out like the barometric pressure was like really weird this weekend, where it was going into some side of the cal map that was kind of making it run odd. And so with these new motors too, the peak horsepower and peak torque are like really close. It's like 8,200 and like 7,700 or something. So if you do drop down below and you don't have stuff dialed in, like sometimes like what happened on Saturday, it just kind of bogs or whatever. So and doesn't come out of it. So yeah, we pulled the data afterwards, and it turns out for 6% of the time in that final, I was over 8,000 RPM. so not good.
Yeah.
No.
You're low.
Very low.
Jeez. You'd been just looking at the gauge then and just staring at like 7,900, like, come on.
I wish it said 7,900. It was like way down there.
Oh,
we were down like, it was like 71, 72, 73, and then all of a sudden it would just take off. So it was like, oh, sweet. Finally.
wow.
So yeah, we got that all fixed for Sunday, obviously, for Alex, because he did pretty damn good.
Yeah. No, heck yeah. So yeah, Vince goes out, first race of the day on Saturday morning, number 1 qualifier and semi-pro improved.
Yep. No, I saw. Yeah.
After being staged last. So
Yeah.
I was 38th guy off the line.
You had the most snow dust, that's for sure.
That's true.
But it wasn't too bad on Saturday though.
No, it really wasn't. Like there's a couple straightaways where like you were just like in it, but otherwise for the most part it was kind of blowing it off to the side.
Yeah. But you had to, so then were you feeling pretty confident going, because who told me? You came into the trailer and you're like this and this and that and like saying all the bad stuff that happened during the qualifier, and they're like, well, you qualified number 1. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I had no idea until like I don't know, it took forever to get results up or whatever. Then Jill was looking on whatever the race timing thing is, that app, and she's like, she told me, it was like, because I think I even beat Dan revving, but I don't remember. But he was on his 24 too, so that doesn't really count, I guess. But yeah, as it turned out, qualified first. I'm like, sweet. I was kind of worried about the stake that I whacked into right before the finish line, but they looks like they removed all of those after, like pretty shortly after, and they were just cones. So. Oh,
okay. Because yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, my dad said something about it, but then we didn't see that you got a penalty of sorts or anything. So.
Yeah, I was surprised honestly because it happened right there, but.
But it had to been. It was a pretty good battle between you guys in the final. Were you sleeping on the gate a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I was like, oh shit, it's time to go. And then that Drayson got a really good start. And I was kind of lucked out that I was like first pick all the way to the left there, because like Luke got a pretty good start too, but I think he must have spun a little bit because he was like right in the groove.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was like me and Drayson was like drag racing down the straightaway, and it was like just literally right next to each other, like ski to ski. And I was like just kind of looking at him like, I'm not lifting until you lift. And finally he did, and I'm like, okay, sweet. Like I'm not going second into this corner.
Yeah, especially right at that dog. Like there's a hay bale right there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was like coming over on me a little bit. I'm like, nah, dog. Like I was just staying right there. It was like kind of like, I think he probably hit me a little bit. Like I'm not moving over for this. Like,
you put yourself in this position.
Pretty fun. Yeah. Like I'll make you a little wily coyote right through that fish house up
there. But no, it looked like you and Bozek and Luke had a pretty good battle there for a couple laps, and then Luke, he had a radiator cap issue of some sort, I think he said.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like on the second lap. He got around me like on that straight, going like starting the second lap, right after the finish line there, and then it was only a couple of corners later, and then he like put his hand up and pulled off. So yeah, obviously I didn't know what had happened at that point. And then, yeah, I think it must have been on the third lap. either the end of the second or third lap. I don't remember when Ryan got around me because the sled was just going slower and slower. So I couldn't really do anything on the straights. Like the first half a lap after he got around me, it was like, oh, I could probably manage by just like really cooking into the corners. And then it was just too slow on the straights to do anything. So just kind of just cruising out there after that. But it would have been fun to battle with Ryan.
Yeah. His sled was
been
working.
a while.
Yeah, his sled was working really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, like, did you have fun at least? Like, did you have enough fun to want to come out of retirement or what?
I mean, I'm not going to fully come out of retirement, but
You might.
I mean, I had to pay the ASR for the yearly thing, so maybe this year I'll come out for another one or something.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel about that.
Yeah, those guys suck.
I'm telling you, man, trail class on the VMAX.
Yeah.
That thing needs a lot of work before it could be raced. So,
But you might come back. You might dabble a little bit more into the ice stuff, or would you do some ditch stuff?
I don't think I would do a ditch one. Like if Park Rapids was going to be a ditch, I would have considered doing that because it would have been pretty fun.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. Let's see what Nadewash looks like or something. Maybe we'll show up on the Blue Crew.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Crew.
Yeah, I was in staging for the final, and Ree Wadena was out there, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Where's the big bad nitro at?" He was telling me he still got his, I guess. So he was telling me about that thing. I'm like, yeah, it's freaking sweet. Like,
yeah. Ree is one of the OG Blue Crew guys on the Nitro.
I know. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I could barely hear him. I got earplugs in. I can't. That guy's so quiet too. It's so funny.
That's freaking awesome, though. That's funny.
Yeah, Ree will get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'd be in staging, and that pipe's just pointed right at the guy behind me, just loud as hell.
Did you have earplugs in on the parade lap, Vince?
Yes.
Because you pulled up next to me, we started talking to each other, and I think I asked Vince a question, and he's just like, "Yeah,
oh yeah, I can't hear anything. No idea."
Yeah, it's okay.
It's so hard. You got all the face masks and crap on, so the other guy's quiet, and then it's even quieter for you.
Yeah.
I'm I don't know.
Yeah,
There's people running around on mods and stuff.
True. It would almost be better if we all just learned some type of crude sign language when you got helmets on and stuff.
Don't talk to each
we
other.
all know one form of sign language.
Well, exactly. That's what we need. Just cruel, just hand motions.
Kyle just pulled up and asked Vince, "Can I have $100?" Yeah.
Hey, you got $100?
Yeah. Can I borrow $100? I got to buy some gear for my guy later.
Oh, did you get your flag gear?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I told him now for the one race we do every year.
Yeah.
Just change gear every heat.
Just styling.
Yeah.
Factory out there.
Mm-hmm.
But but no, it was a good weekend, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even got into how our weekends went, Kyle.
Yeah, man, but the Vikes start soon.
Yeah, that is true. Oh man, 10 minutes.
Oh man, we're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like caring?
I don't really care. I know Kyle cares.
I mean, I'm not the biggest carer in the world.
Care.
Sure.
Do you care, Vince?
Vince don't care. No.
I don't give a damn.
Vince likes dirt bikes.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
You're the one
exactly.
that
I got
cares
to
the
watch
most.
dirt bikes last night.
I just wanted to rep the cool jersey again.
Yeah.
And shout out to Randy Moss. He's dealing with some health issues.
I wanted the
No one dies of AIDS anymore.
No, he's got liver cancer, I think.
yeah it's cancer.
I thought he had AIDS.
No.
No, that's Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was him too. I heard wrong. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Don't you dare put that on my boy Moss.
Well, my bad. Sorry.
So yeah, Vince came out of retirement, second place in semi-pro improved. Every time he came by me, he was giving me the hand gesture of like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, this is all I can do.
Makes sense.
I'm doing what I can.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best.
That's all you do. You know it well.
But Vince, you said you're going to be pretty busy now up until like after the Sioux or so with some. You got your shocks are currently winning the Dakar, right?
Yeah, we're first and second in Dakar right now, and I can't remember how the third car is doing. They had some other issues, I think, on one of the first couple of days, so I think they're
But not the
a little
shocks.
ways back. So no, some other crap. I don't remember what.
Oh,
Well, that's freaking sweet.
Yeah, so it'd be sweet. It's the guys that are in second are the ones that won it last year, and then the guys that are winning are actually two of the desert drivers from the factory team. So they have never. Well, the driver has never been. He's never been to Dakar, but the guy that's his navigator has been there a few times. So it'd be sweet to win it with a couple of Americans.
Hell yeah. That'd be cool.
Talking about racers, Vince. We talked about this in the trailer. Underrated racer, Paul Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I know. He was on a tear on that 4-stroke on Saturday. It was pretty sweet to watch.
Yeah, he's Paul Brown underrated.
I was thinking that yesterday in the stock final. I was like, that is what you could say is underrated, but I was like, he's probably like one of the best riders out there.
Did he have? Do you know if he had any issues during the pro stock final yesterday, Vince?
Yeah, he said something was something was happening, or his sled was just pretty far off, or something like that.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
it was pretty impressive watching Zach smash around that course. It was like, oh my god! Every time we'd come into some of the berms, is like, are we snow crossing right now, or what the hell? Like, I think he had just about everybody beat on corner speed yesterday. So
yeah. No, it was even like after the fuel stop, Taylor Bunke really wicked it up. Like when he came around past me, and then I was watching him catch Herf and then pass Herf and then just pull away. So that was unreal. It seemed like after the fuel stop, because then I think he pitted really early
on the fourth lap, and I was curious if he did it to get a clean air.
Clean air, yeah, yeah, that could have been. But like he was,
I don't know,
because he was slowly catching up on me, and like I know it's a timed event, and it's like Zach caught me, I let him go by, and I could see Taylor was coming right up behind me in another straightaway, so I was going to let him by, but then I'd look back and he'd pitted. So, but yeah, he put on a tear there at the end. But yeah, Evan, when we talked to Evan, yeah, he put on a clinic of just pulling 40 seconds over second place.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and then even Alex, when he came into the pits, he was like, just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Or like, I think he was like fifth or sixth when he pitted, and we're like, you're making up a lot of time these last couple laps, and somehow just kept going and made it to third. So that was pretty sweet too. So that was a good first weekend for the dynamic shocks. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Second through fifth was 10 seconds apart. So that's close.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I think Alex is only 2 or 3 seconds off of Bo. So.
Yep. All my papers here.
Gunner's got about 10 papers in front of him. I already brought it up to the audience that don't watch the videos, but you don't know. So.
And they can't see my get up.
Yeah, Kyle's been full jacket and gloves the whole show.
He just came from Yellowstone, so
I'm still cold, bro. Those gauntlets that I borrowed from you?
Yeah.
Boy, did they wreak havoc out there. There's nothing really holding them to like the position that they're supposed to be. So I'd be going down the straight and the things would just fly up in my face, and then like I'd be messing with them. Like my hands were doing all kinds of weird stuff on the bars while I'm squeezing the throttle and the brake at the same time. It's like
just hold them down with your pinky.
Yeah, and then finally they fell forward and like we're like flapping in the wind, so I just left them there. My hands were like just covered like the fingertips or whatever.
Oh man,
It's like, yeah, this will work just fine.
I've only used.
Did you try something new on race day?
Yeah. My
Jesus
right
Christ.
hand warmer went out, and I froze my hand in like the parade lap or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then that's why I borrowed them from you, because I couldn't fix it. So yeah, tried something new for the final. And it probably saved my hands, but yeah, they were like, I'm pretty sure they were in my face and down on the ground, all over the place.
They're nice for trail riding. Like
Yeah.
just slap them on
Yeah.
and wear some thin gloves and just go for a little
Yeah.
trail ride cruise.
And
they're nice for that.
And
but-
maybe that's why I was like fast, because like it would like hold the throttle open every once in a while. When I was under braking, I could hear the sled going.
Oh God. Yeah, I guess on the like some of the climb jackets, they have like that goggle wipe thing that's tethered in there.
Yep.
And it sounded like Unity must have had her jacket pocket open, and so it came out and it was just flapping all around in her face and everything. It was like because it's like on the chest pocket or something like that.
Didn't Alex say he had the same issue?
Yeah. Alex had it not this weekend, but he's had it before. So yeah,
Wipe is flapping.
Just
all around. You can't do anything about it. Just hitting you in the face, wrangled tied around your like just everywhere.
Just you could hear it just tinging off the
Oh,
helmet or your goggles and just slapping you in the chest.
Yep.
That's funny.
Just literally stuck in your face.
And I don't know if like I put Rain-X on right before the race.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was like still wet or something, but when I was going down the straights, I started to cry, and I got back to the truck and my eyes are just beet red. It felt like somebody poured gas in my eyes. I think it was the Rain-X coming off my goggles.
How's it getting on
God.
the inside?
It must have went through the vent or something, because I have two
Just
vents
lathered
open.
it on with a paintbrush or what?
Yeah, I squirted it on there, and then I wiped it off with a microfiber. But some must have been like in the vent, has like some cotton in
foam.
it. It must have been just blowing through, because like by the end I was like, man, I can't see good right now. My eyes hurt.
My eyes hurt.
Just burning as you're
Yeah,
going.
that's what it was. And like I was crying, so like I was blinking to try to get it out of my eyes. Yeah.
That's great. That's an awesome vision in my mind.
Yeah, I'm crying going down the straight. It was like I was cutting an onion. Crying.
You're just listening to Taylor Swift songs or something.
Yeah. But yeah, Whiskey Lullaby was playing in my head.
Just one of the most
Gets you every time.
one of the most depressing songs to listen to. Yeah, that's your go-to song in staging. Just
Yeah. I didn't even know I was doing good out there. I was just cruising around, farting around, fighting with the gauntlets and crying. And
You're still frustrated.
driving angry.
yeah. No, I wasn't. I was just having a good time.
Well, yeah, seventh. What did you get at Pine Lake? Was it a 6th and 7th there?
6th and 8th. So
Oh.
it's same results.
So yeah, consistent.
Yeah. I didn't even touch the sled. I didn't even ride it.
Yeah, like
Still pretty damn
When I
good.
talked to you later on Sunday, you were happy with 6th or 7th.
Yeah, I didn't ride it since I rebuilt it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't ride it all weekend.
Yeah.
I rode it on the parade lap a little bit and then right into the final.
Hell of a break in.
Yeah, that's what it was. There was like probably 10 miles on them pistons.
Damn.
Fresh.
Yeah, still held good RPM. And the atmospheric pressure must have been right, because it ran good the whole time.
Well, okay, Vince, we'll let you go. We're gonna quickly wrap up our what happened on our weekends, and then get Kyle out of here to cheer on the bikes.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
Did you see me on the Gen 2 there, Vince?
I did.
No,
I watched Gunner's video.
no
too, so.
leaning at all.
Yeah. Why would you lean when you can just be comfy?
Just turn.
Just turn.
Vince
That's why Zach's so fast.
Yeah, that was going through my head. I was like, Zach said he doesn't lean. I'm just gonna turn the bar.
And then now Evan doesn't use a hook on the left side, so now I'm going to take my hook off and not lean.
Yeah.
So I should be.
He's got stock height bars on the thing. It's like I sit on the thing, I feel like I'm riding a chopper. I don't know how he can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, Vince. Well, we'll see you down at Park Rapids, helping Alex and those guys out again.
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
So,
Sweet.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Well, okay. Since you're too busy this week, I will not send you ZR600 parts.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay.
All right, VS3 suspension. Send him your forks and your shocks. He'll try his best.
Sometimes.
Maybe.
So just getting worse.
It's getting worse.
All right. See you guys later.
All right, see you later,
Thanks,
Vince.
Vince. We'll see you.
Bye-bye now.
Mega flow.
Mega flow.
Every time. I almost forgot.
So we'll just get through classics on Saturday, Kyle. Me and you battled. Did we battle?
No. What had happened? I was behind Kellen, and I was kind of just hanging out watching Kellen because he just got me on the straightaway. Like, he said he got 113 miles an hour on GPS out of that thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, oh, that's moving.
Yeah.
And then, I was behind Kellen, and then there goes Gunner. That's the extent of that.
Hell of a battle.
Yeah. Like we were coming into them sweepers or whatever, and one was kind of like, it was a sweeper, and then it kind of got tighter. Mm-hmm. So I was behind Kellen, and I was in snow dust and stuff, and Gunner just goes outside. I was like, that was probably the better line to take.
I didn't know what was out there, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the corners because that video I just put out this morning, that's the first lap out there.
Yeah.
I had no idea where I was going. Like, you could even see, I'm like in the snow dust, like looking like, I could see Dustin farther up ahead to see where he was making the right-handed corner at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, it's down there at least. But no, I had some fun on it at least until lap and a half in, no brakes.
Did you see the time? So heat 3, I had one with 8 minutes or whatever. 8 minutes 3 seconds was my fastest lap.
Yeah.
And that won the whole heat, like out of everybody, like because it was on the time thing or whatever.
Oh, yep.
And that's what came up was my name first. But then I looked at your fast lap. Mine was 8 minutes 3 seconds. Yours was 7 minutes 38 seconds. It's like, man, that thing's fast.
Yeah, it's fast. It handles pretty good. It didn't handle as good this weekend as it did at Point Lake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that a little bit. In case like conditions are for it to where we could race it in Pro Open at Nadawash.
Yeah.
For the hell of it, if conditions are right.
Yeah, because what were the Saturday's Pro Open times were like 7:20, something like that. 7:20.
Yeah, with no breaks, I would have got 9th in Pro Open.
Yeah.
So
Why not?
Just have brakes then.
yeah, if I had brakes and a little bit, and it was down like 200 RPMs. So we can get brakes in it. We're gonna work on that. So yeah,
Another thing that's slowing you down is you got to stay in between the flags.
that on Sunday, I guess. Sunday. But on Saturday, come up behind Adam Longton, gonna make a pass around the outside and just get hosed with snow. Like, did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Did you see how thick it was coming back on the back-facing camera?
It was like a blanket.
It was like you couldn't have shoveled shovel loads in there faster. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
That's a good scoop track.
Yeah, as fast as Adam's sled would shoot it out there, it went into the hood. So yeah, then it kind of coughed and gargled all the way down that front stretch until I was like, well, it's not coming out of it, so I just pulled off. But luckily, it dried out in the trailer. That's where the trailer came in clutch.
Yeah.
To dry that sled out. So that was really nice. But yeah, so then we dinked around Sunday morning, not knowing if it was going to get canceled or not. And then so we did a parade lap. As semi-pro, pro. And then they're like, oh yeah, okay, so first race out now is going to be classics. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No qualifier, so right to classics.
Yeah. Yep. And so yeah, evidently I missed a stick. Tell you the truth, the wind was blowing so bad I wouldn't be able to tell you which stick I missed. Mm-hmm. No idea.
Yeah.
Evidently I hit one or missed one. I couldn't tell you where it was.
Right before that, I was shaking so bad. I was so cold.
Cold in staging or what?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was freezing. And then
Who said you missed a stick?
Some spotter.
Some spotter.
Spotters were turning people in this weekend. I mean, there's a bunch of penalties. Like, yeah, a bunch of.
Could they see the sticks?
little.
Like, it's hard to say if because sometimes spotters are just local people.
Yeah.
So like if they explain it to them in a certain way, it's like if somebody had came by and missed or hit a stick, so that stick is knocked down. Like I feel like the pros are. I'll just put myself in that category of being a pro.
Oh yeah, you race pro, yes.
That it's you can spot a stick being down very quick. Mm-hmm. So like if you see that stick is knocked down, I'm going to cut this corner. Mm-hmm. Like that stick's down. I'm going from, instead of making it around here, I'm going from this stick to that stick now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like I could have went on the inside of a stick and not knowing it. Just that's how you usually do it. Mm-hmm. So that could have been it. Who knows? I thought it was pretty funny though. It was like, missed a stick, really? Mm-hmm. Wow. But yeah, I had a lot of fun on it on Sunday though. Only 2 laps though.
Yeah, that was kind of, but whatever.
Yeah, Kyle Grover, Classics winner though.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
wrong one. Wrong one. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Classics winner.
Gunnar said we need more soundboard. So.
Yeah, the Shop Talk crew came home with a dub.
Did you get your trophy?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Shop Talk.
Woo. Dad said he had like 5 or 6 people come up and talk to him. Just
yeah. Oh, I felt so
that
bad.
happens all the time to him now.
I was at the end of the pro race.
I get it.
We parked so far away.
So we were as far away from the starting line as you could possibly get.
That's normally how it goes.
We were the farthest trailer away.
Mm-hmm. But then at the end of the pro race, I just I was watching the race, and then out of the corner of my eye, I just see Glenn dragging a fuel can and a jack stand, walking through the wind, and the snow is just ripping across. He's dressed in all black, and I was like, man, I feel bad for that guy. And then I was like, oh, it's Glenn. I could have given him a ride. I think he walked like a mile.
I think we pitted, we fuel stopped, and then as soon as that was done with, then he walked over to the truck and started the truck.
It took a long time for him to get down there because it was like 2 or 3 laps or something. I was like, man, I probably could have given him a ride, but I didn't know.
That's awesome though.
But yeah,
not about that, but
about what?
About Dad saying he had 5 guys talk to him about.
I think about
because
the social media stuff
because of the podcast and
so
everything.
Dad thought that was really cool.
Yeah, he's a legend, and people are figuring it out. We keep talking about him.
Yeah, he's a legend. People just don't know who he is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah. We keep talking about him. People are going to be like, "Oh, that's Glenn. That's the Shop Talk master."
Semi-pro factory, seventh for you, Kyle. Brandon Walter, he won Pine Lake, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's two semi-pro wins in a row for him. Oliver Olson, he was right there. Luke Van Lysel, right there. Luke Vady, another good finish for the East Coast guy. Mm-hmm. And Ryan, top 5. So I printed out, a lot of DNFs in Pro Open.
Yeah, I saw that.
A lot of DNFs.
Like almost like half, basically.
Yeah, half.
God, that's insane. What was going on?
Just a lot of breakdowns.
Just a lot of breakdowns.
Matt,
You think the weather had to do with that maybe a little bit?
Matt Fuel broke down. Langus got pulled in. Jesse blew a belt. Herf had a pipe issue, I think. Don't know what happened to Ergman. Abe, I don't know. Evan crank went, and then I don't know what what happened to Aaron. So, with Hilton Ski Spreaders sponsoring this episode, it was Vintage Eagle River Vintage this last weekend. Sabrina Blankenship.
Yeah, Blanchett, ain't it?
Blanchett? Yeah. Eagle River World Champion. Girl. She is unbelievably fast. That sled that she's on is unbelievably fast. And then she rides it to beat hell.
And she's not in like the women's class. It's just the
No, she beat Matt.
Supermont 440.
hell yeah. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, she beat Matt Gady, the F3 world champion from last year.
That's freaking wild. That's awesome.
That sled, like I watched the
That's
highlights
freaking
of
cool.
the race, and like Matt Gady, he hits them corners unreal on his old Polaris. But then so does Sabrina, but then her sled just has that top end on that straightaway.
Wow. That's freaking cool.
Jeff Watson in 8th place. Jeff is the pit crew, the crew chief at the Sioux for Northern Crankshafts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's sweet. You should see his sled. It's sweet.
With the long beard?
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had a face pop up in my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good job, Jeff.
That's cool. But yeah, that's freaking wild though. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm missing a paper here. I don't know where it went, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Eagle River Vintage Weekend. Yeah, Sabrina she's good.
World champ.
Yeah,
Pauly V taking home a dub in the trail class.
seen that. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah,
maybe,
Pauly.
maybe that's the paper
Nice.
I'm missing. Yeah,
on a XC600, 2000 XC600.
yeah. It was Pauly V winning trail class.
Man,
Oh, yeah, there
them
it is.
things are fast.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's freaking awesome, no?
My pro stock, really nothing to talk about. First corner, came into the corner, blew the corner. It's like, yep, we're off to a great start.
Great start.
Just didn't really jive. I didn't jive with the track. They gave people the opportunity to kind of get their money back because it was such terrible weather that morning.
Yeah.
It's like for the safety, it's like we can let you put your entry towards the next race. So I did contemplate that a little bit. So I think that might have played a part in it to where I just mentally wasn't just stoked on it, kind of, maybe.
Yeah.
But once we got going, then I kind of went into race mode. But just, sled didn't handle the best. And the 4-stroke's just heavy. But then I can't really say that. It makes me eat crow when freaking Paul Brown second in Pro Open on his 4-stroke.
I started to have fun on that track. Like 3rd and 4th lap, started hitting, like setting the ass out in the snow and slowing down, and like it would just take it just perfect. Like got more comfortable with the machine because this is the only second race I've ridden the thing.
Yeah.
And like you get it out in the snow and like start to dance with it a little bit and let it do its thing. You know, Vince's suspension works pretty good. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But then it was like 4th lap. And I was like, dang, I wish we could do more because I'm getting into the groove here. It's starting to be pretty fun.
Pro next year, Kyle?
Yeah, I'll probably do Pine Lake Pro.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's going to, at least Pine Lake
Yeah.
Pro.
Should I join pro?
On the Firecat.
Have my arms fall off?
Dad texted me right before I got here. Firecat is back up and running.
Sweet.
Cool. It was
So the fuel pump
It was the fuel pump.
came in.
Yep, it came in today. Yep.
Go figure.
Yep.
Nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what I want to, well, Park Rapids, it'll be there.
Yep. So yeah, now I'll be. I think Dad's gonna run trail class now on the Catalyst, and then I'll bring the F7 down there for classics at Park Rapids. Have some fun on that thing. RM Fantasy first Supercross race this weekend or this past weekend was. We have our group. First place after round 1, Jay Hilby. Second place, CD23,
Yeah.
and then
We know him.
Glenn Arlo in third. So
Freaking dad.
my picks were absolutely terrible.
The only thing that saved me was Malcolm Stewart in 10th.
Really?
Wild card.
Oh, Dad had Malcolm in 10th as well.
Yeah, and I had Chase Sexton in second, so that gave me some points.
Oh, sure. I had Jorge Prado in 10th, and he would have been really close around there if he hadn't had that crash in the whoops. So, but no, Supercross is back, and it's fun to watch.
We missed a damn good free fight night Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
It was almost all knockouts and finishes.
I seen Mackenzie Dern one.
Yep. Armbar.
Yeah.
Nasty armbar too. Goddamn.
So next weekend, so yeah, my pro stock, 10th place. Not stoked on it, but it is what it is. We didn't break anything. We didn't crash. So thanks to the sponsors. I appreciate it. My personal sponsors.
Yes.
The Arlo Racing sponsors. Next weekend, we might try something. We might dabble a little bit.
I don't know, but we could try.
We're going to try. Me and you are going to try this on Friday, Brody. So we're going to work on it all day Friday.
Yes.
We might try to do a Eagle River live watch party.
Yeah. Oh, we talked about it.
Yeah,
in?
Yeah, Kyle's game. Kyle's game for
What
it.
time does the Enduro start?
2?
So it'll be an early show.
Yeah,
And then it's only 100 laps, so.
yeah.
Day drinking is awesome.
On a Sunday?
Yeah. So we do it. We'll try to do it on. We might do. You might see some tests out there on Friday. Maybe we'll have some test runs. Me and Brody in here just doing it. Or something.
We're going to do it in here.
Maybe we get a table right here and a TV or something.
Yeah.
And then it will be like if anybody's what Joe Rogan does when there's UFC fights out of America, they do a fight companion, and it's live.
Yes.
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 So it'll kind of be like more of a race watch party
Yeah.
with our live reactions and us watching it.
Yeah. Basically, us commentating.
Yeah, and we'll try to have the live commentating coming through a little bit. So yeah, if somebody doesn't have flow, like if they are not paying for flow,
You can watch ours.
they could kind of watch it with us and just listen to us commentate it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, some people might watch it.
Who knows? If not, it'll still be fun.
Yeah,
That's going to be our show next week.
pretty much. Yep. Yeah, if we can get it to work, it'll just be us watching the Eagle River World Championship, the 25 lap F3 race, and then us just dinking around here in between that and the enduro.
Just banter.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then watching the enduro and then going from there. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to branch out.
Try to do something live.
Try to do something a little different.
Yeah.
So I think it might just be on Facebook Live.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, because
That'll be the easiest way to do it first.
I
because if we go on the YouTube route,
I wouldn't know how to do both at the same time.
exactly. Yeah.
So if you watch on YouTube or if you listen on Spotify, it'll be on the Arlo Racing Facebook page. So yeah.
I don't have Facebook. Is Facebook free?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I pay a $10 subscription every month.
A premium.
see, like I didn't know if like it was funky now.
Oh,
But
no.
okay.
So we'll try for that. So, all right, 20 minutes in to the football game. We'll get going here. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for everybody that talked to me and Kyle this weekend. Told us to listen to the podcast, like the videos. We really appreciate it.
Freaking awesome.
I don't look like a racer when I'm at the race because I wear the. Some
Yeah.
guys were like, "Oh, you're Kyle." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. This is how I look.
When we went up to the trailer for the drivers meeting, oh, you're Kyle Grover.
It's like, yeah.
You always look like a dirtbag. Don't you?
I don't want to get my race stuff dirty.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you. See ya.
Yep.